Well, good morning. I am Debbie Woodruff, and I'm so glad to be with you today to represent WellBEing Wins with Lake Norman Connect. I am sitting here in iShine in Huntersville, North Carolina with Anita, one of the co-owners of the studio, and very much looking forward to the conversation that we're going to have where we learn a little bit about her self-care and how she supports people in this community with some of the wisdom she has around wellness. So, Anita, thank you so much for being here today. Really appreciate this time with you.
Good to be with you, Debbie.
So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Wow.
I know, right? And as it pertains to wellness.
Yes. Well, I'm a nurse.
Yes.
And so that's been my lifelong career. But I really got into wellness back in what I tell everybody. It's important to know that I'm 6 of 12 kids. And when we got sick, our mom, 12 kids, you don't run to the doctor. So she was kind of a do-it-yourselfer, natural remedies, all that kind of stuff. And so that even all through my nursing career, I kind of held that close, like, how can I heal myself? How can I keep myself well? And in my 20s, I actually got sick, ended up in the hospital. I'm not going to go into that whole story, but it led me on a journey of how do I live my life in a healthier way. And so I found yoga and I found meditation, and ultimately it led me through stress management, because I was living kind of a stress-filled life at that time. To biofeedback, which led me to HeartMath, which is a huge passion. I retired a couple of years ago from Atrium Health and worked in care management and all that kind of stuff. And we tried to instill that wellness piece into everything we did. I also have opened up wellness centers for hospital-based wellness centers in my past career for the Mercy Health Systems. And so it's just everything I've done in my life has always been the mission inside me, regardless of the role that I had, really was about helping people live their lives in a healthier way.
So when you think about wellness, how do you define it? And how do you define living in a healthier way?
Well, for me, it really is a focus on mind, body, spirit, emotions, all those pieces. And so if one's kind of out of balance, the whole system has kind of lost its integration. And so really bringing those pieces back into balance. And here in our yoga classes, and we recently went through an expansion, reopening in June, we have added a lot more therapies, things like acupuncture and massage therapy and talk therapy. And, so we've really worked on the pieces. I mean, if you do yoga 3 times a week, it's going to improve your life. It's going to change your life. But we all have aches and pains. We all have things that happen or come up. We all have challenges that we face in our life. And so it really was, if one of those components is out of balance, how can we make this sort of a one place for people to come and improve, whether it's the mind, body, spirit, or emotions? And we get such positive feedback from people that, oh my gosh, I've got this safe place to come and I can really address different aspects of my life.
Yeah. So really, when you think about wellness, it's holistic. So it's not just about exercise or yoga, which, depending on how you want to define yoga, can be exercise, can be meditative, can be spiritual, can be all kinds of things. So we'll call that multimodal. So whether it's pure exercise or maybe even just emotionally with counseling or acupuncture that helps with pain. So when you think about it, you really see it from a holistic, multifaceted point of view, and you need a little bit of everything, and then it helps support you as a whole. Is that what?
Absolutely. That was beautiful.
Excellent. Well,
yeah. Holistic is absolutely the word I would use to describe, just really caring for the whole person.
Yeah. Really from head to toe, inside and out.
That's right.
I love it. Yes. I love it. You talked about your whole life has kind of been focused this way, but you mentioned something about biofeedback. Can you go a little bit deeper into that?
Yeah. So biofeedback, I mean, taking your blood pressure is a form of biofeedback, but it's really just learning how to regulate what's going on inside your body and your mind by kind of focusing on what's happening inside. And so I was certified in biofeedback probably about 30 years ago, back when we had huge monitors and you hooked people up to all kinds of things, brain waves and, muscle tension and sweat production in your hands, all that stuff.
Okay.
HeartMath I went back about 8 years ago and got certified in HeartMath, which is mated with the beautiful technology we now have. You can do Bluetooth biofeedback, which 30 years ago was unthinkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy.
Imagine losing all the wires.
Exactly. And just thinking, years ago, God, this could just be simpler. If people could just sit at their desk and work and know kind of what's going on inside their body while they're sitting there kicked into gear. How do you kind of bring your body back to this, self-regulated, more parasympathetic place where you're, not kicked into fight or flight, which is what a lot of people do. They're sitting at their desks all day long.
Right.
So really got into that. And it's almost become my post-career mission in life. That's probably been my mission in life all along, but very much, I would love to hook everybody up to HeartMath biofeedback, because what it shows you is in the present moment what's going on inside your body. And, are you pumping out the cortisol, the inflammatory hormone, the stress hormone, or are you sitting in your body in this more relaxed way? And so people are always amazed when I hook them up and they see on their baseline, like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling relaxed, but this is what's still going on in my body. I'm still kicked into gear. So yeah, I every chance I get, I hook people up and show them what's going on. And I've had people come back and say, oh my God, this has changed my life. And I tell them, you can just do this, but you can do this, and you can do yoga, and you can get a massage every month or every so often. You start to walk through your life in a different way, in a healthier way.
Yeah, so you're almost, okay, so I want to get to that because I'm hearing a pattern, right? Kind of a way of being.
Yes.
Right? That you just referenced. But I don't want to leave HeartMath too quickly.
Okay.
So this is biofeedback.
Yes.
It's really a specific kind of biofeedback.
Yes.
So can you, so most of the people who are going to be watching this have no idea, they probably heard of biofeedback, but they have no idea what HeartMath is. And it's such a funny term, to be honest.
People say that, like,
HeartMath. What the heck?
But it is it's based on heart rate variability.
Okay.
And,
What's heart rate variability?
I'm going to tell you, when I went to nursing school, I don't remember learning this, and I don't even know that the science was there way back when I went to nursing school. But what we know is when you breathe in, your heart rate goes up. Okay. When you breathe out, your heart rate goes down in a healthy, relaxed pattern. You want to see this beautiful kind of sine wave. And what's going on is that when you breathe in, a little bit of sympathetic nervous system kicks in. When you breathe out, parasympathetic. And I know I'm using medical terms, but basically it's this balance in your autonomic nervous system that controls our heart rate, our digestion, our kidneys. It controls or regulates all these things going on inside your body. And, way back when, we didn't know that you could really regulate that through your sheer will. And when I say sheer will, a way to access it is through your breathing, which is why in yoga we focus, and I also lead a meditation class weekly, we focus so much on the breath, because you can forget about your breathing and you'll still breathe, or you can really pay attention to your breathing and create this really healthier pattern in your body. And so in HeartMath, when I hook people up, very often when we're kicked into stress gear, that beautiful pattern that I'm talking about gets dysregulated. And it shows on a screen. I can show people that it's dysregulated. And so through really walking them through really scientifically researched protocols that HeartMath has done over the past 25, 30 years. I mean, there's mountains of research, so much. HeartMath.org, they are a nonprofit. And what they have demonstrated is if you really work on that breathing pattern and really create this they've done studies, 5 to 15 minutes a day is all it takes to really begin to walk through your life in a healthier way if you practice. They've done studies with every branch of the military. They've done studies with police departments, first responders, anybody who has to have high performance in the face of stress. And they've really taught them how to live in their bodies in a different way, how to also not get triggered, in unhealthy ways mentally. It's again, I can just tell you, after years of practicing, it just allows you to walk through your life in a better way. Yeah.
So if I'm hearing you, what it allows you to take with the sine wave, as you talk about it, just the wave. So we think of a wave of an ocean, right? So up and down, up and down. So it's about being alert and awake and focused, but not getting stuck there where it continues in an upward trajectory. So we're alert, we're awake, and we're focused, and then we're calm, which allows us to take in more information, and then it allows us to then be alert and awake, and then calm and reset, so that we can then refocus and then reset and refocus. So it's sort of like a computer program, if you will, that we have the ability we get to interject into it, and we get to have some control. So it happens automatically, but if we become aware of it, then we have more control. And so awareness
is everything. Yes.
Is everything. Okay.
Yeah, just really coming back to yourself over and over and over. And I've taught meditation for years. And one of the things I've found is that you just become less reactive and less triggered by things that would have gotten you in the past. You become, they talk about practical intuition. You start really being aware of things in your life, knowing things that you might have missed, when you're in that stress place. Because when you're in that stress place, you're not living in your frontal cortex where creativity and problem solving and collaboration happen. You're living in your lower brain where you're obsessed with survival and fear and those kind of things.
Right.
So just a different way of being.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. And you brought up something interesting. What I said was, when you breathe in, your heart rate goes up. When you breathe out, your heart rate goes down. Many of us, most people that I hook up to biofeedback who haven't been trained, breathe in more than they breathe out. And so what happens is, if you're breathing in and you're not letting the breath out all the way, pretty soon your heart rate is up around 90, 100, even over 100 beats per minute. Wear and tear that you don't need on your body.
Because the breathing out is where the body starts to repair itself. It's the breathing out.
Right.
The body heals itself. It says, oh, what needs my attention? And so when we're going like this and uphill, then the body isn't getting down into the places that really need addressed.
Absolutely. You sound like you know a lot about this.
Well, from my background, I know a little bit about it.
That's awesome.
And full disclosure, I have done HeartMath with Anita, and it's amazing. So anyway, but so it really makes a difference. So it allows you to be more proactive instead of reactive in life.
Yes.
And it allows you to be more present, so that you're really able to hear and pick up on things subtle things, subtle switches in people's energy and things like that help you be more present and more effective with what's going on right in front of you in the moment.
That's right. People talk about, there's so much coming at us these days from every direction. And, we have our phones, there's just so much. And people talk about, oh my God, I have my memory. I can't remember things.
Right.
If you're present, you will hold that stuff in your memory. And it's a reminder when you're with your kids, or in my case, my grandkids, like really being in this moment with them and holding these memories dear. It's just, again, a different way of being.
Right. Let's switch gears just a little bit and give a different perspective. So we're talking about HeartMath, right? And let's talk about, practically, so people are listening to this going, okay, this sounds kind of interesting. So let's talk practically about how perhaps they can tell us a little bit more, so that they can apply it to themselves, or how they can maybe have a HeartMath experience, if you want to call it that. So maybe how to engage with you in HeartMath, and then what's something that they can do, like a takeaway that they can do now while they're waiting.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that, as I mentioned, HeartMath is a nonprofit. And so you can go on heartmath.org and there are so many resources that they offer for free. They have a monthly guided session that you can, participate in. They also have a global coherence initiative, coherence being living in that aware, kind of more relaxed space. Certainly, iShineYoga.com, my bio and my information, how to get in touch with me is listed there. And iShine is a co-op. So we're a very much a community-based model for yoga. So we really try to do things that are cost effective for people. Obviously, we got to keep our doors open.
Right.
But, we really try to make it available to everyone. And so we're a co-op model. And as part of the co-op, by just joining the co-op, $25 for a lifetime membership, you can get a free HeartMath session with me. And so, like I said, it's my passion.
Yeah.
I would never turn someone away who couldn't afford to do it.
Right.
It is my mission.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we've got classes coming in and out right now. We got a little bit of a transition. So if you hear some background noise, don't worry about it. We're going to finish up here. So I want to hear from you. So people can come here and iShine. I can't say enough good things about iShine. I've practiced here. I think it's an amazing studio. It has an amazing energy and they're so focused on the right things. Even though it is a business, they're really focused on serving people and people being healthy and whole. And so I definitely can't say enough about it. But tell us, what's something somebody can take away? What can somebody practice that would help them today?
Okay. Yeah. So I'll just give a brief, like I said, 5 minutes every morning.
Okay.
Before you even get out of bed, literally just put your hand on your heart and breathe in and breathe out and breathe a little slower and a little deeper than usual. And really attempt or allow yourself to hold a renewing emotion in your heart. Now, that might be something that HeartMath has done a lot of research with gratitude. So what am I grateful for in my life? Slow, deep breathing. Or compassion. It could be self-compassion, which is really important. Or it could be compassion for someone or something in your life, or love for someone or something in your life, or compassion for somebody that you know that might be going through challenging times. But any kind of renewing emotion. Again, compassion and gratitude are two biggies, but just a sense of love and fulfillment or ease, those kinds of things. And what HeartMath has demonstrated is 5 to 15 minutes a day over a period of months can dramatically change what's going on inside your body and promote healthier life.
Awesome. So really it's about breathing in and out through the heart. So you put your hand over your heart. You're really focused on your heart at this time. You're thinking about, as you breathe in and out, you have an openness. So trying to relax the body as you're doing this, because if you're tight and holding tension, then you're resisting and you won't get the same benefit, right? So, and it's okay if you do, because we're all in our own places and our own journey in life. And so that's where you are. Just the practice itself and the consistency of practice will make a difference.
Absolutely.
So, but you're opening up and then you're just breathing in and out through the heart at the same time, in and out, and trying to be even. So maybe 5 count in, 5 count out, something like that. So you remember the So you breathe in for 5 and you breathe out for 5. Just trying to be very even and flow, even out. And then really, while you're meditating on something positive, so maybe you're offering gratitude, or maybe your compassion, or maybe a sense of love, or a sense of acceptance, or a sense of empathy, one of those kinds of things. And you do that for 5 to 15 minutes as you do breathing in and breathing out. And really, why do we put our hands on our hearts?
For me, I teach people to start there because for some people it's really hard. You want your awareness to be in your heart, like you're breathing in and out of your heart space. And I've talked to people who, especially people, very head tight people, who, how do you feel something in your heart? And so by placing it there, physically placing it there, can actually bring your awareness, hold your awareness there.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah. So it helps me hold my awareness. It helps me bring my attention there. Otherwise, my brain might be scattered around. I intend to think about it, but it's harder.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Just, people aren't used to doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I love it. Well, is there anything else? What else would you like to share that you wish, if you could give a gift to all the people, in addition to the HeartMath and the breathing, if you could wish something for people, what would you?
One of the special things about the community that we've created here is the sense of connection. And I think the connection to other people. We teach 200-hour yoga instruction here. We also do 300 hours. And recently we did a weekend on the touch. And so touching, one of the things about HeartMath is our hearts produce energy.
Yes.
Literally, you and I are sharing that energetic space right now.
100%.
So we have that, but literally touching people. And some research that came out of COVID was the touch hunger that people have experienced. And just by being in proximity to other people, putting a mat next to somebody, knowing their name, having them know their name, that the community here has really gotten strong in terms of connection. It's not transactional. You don't just come in and do your place and leave. Because you can hear people visit here.
Yeah.
I've had people that have been going through really difficult times in their life. Who've shown up and said, I just needed to come to my sanctuary.
Yeah.
And that's how we see it. That this is a healthy sanctuary for kids.
Yes, you can't see the kids, but there are kids walking by.
And we do, we really, our goal is to address the whole spectrum of life. So we have prenatal yoga, we have toddler kids yoga, we have caregivers yoga, which is a free class that Catherine Goldstein, our manager, leads once a month. So we try to make it available to everybody.
Absolutely. So, yeah. So community is what you would give. You would give community, a sense of community, a sense of belonging, connection.
Yes.
And that would be the thing that if you could give a gift.
Yes.
That would be it.
Absolutely. That people feel like they have a place they can come to and feel seen.
And feel seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. You can hear there's a lot of community here. So we had an exchange classes right now and people coming in and out. You can hear the buzz of energy that was so positive and really just a very cohesive, I think. It felt very cohesive. So great. Yeah, that's our goal. That's your goal. Why I think if you're making your goal. I think you're meeting it. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, it was wonderful to talk to you, and I look forward to having other people be blessed by the wonderful gifts that you guys provide. Thanks, Lily. Thank you.